Alright, here's the truck we're going to be doing the work to today. It's a 2022 Volvo. Hope you can hear me. It's kind of loud in here. This is what it looks like without the decals. It's really pretty color. They have a name for it, like a deep coral blue or something. I just call it Swift Blue. It's one of my favorite colors. And so right now they're removing the decals on the other side of the truck. And then after we do the hyperlapse part where we show them putting the decals on, then I'll come back and interview the owner of the truck and show you his company logo and how he arrived with that design and everything. So you guys stay tuned with me. Here we go. Well, good Monday morning to you. Trucker Todd here, and time for another video. This one's really special, as you saw in the clip right before this. One of my viewers, a guy that I've known for about 2 years, it's a long story. We may cover it more in depth in a later video, but basically he used to watch my videos, came to work at Dart with me. Him and Dart had a falling out prior to me and Dart having a falling out. And he said, Todd, if you could go to any company besides Dart, where would you go? And I said, Swift Transportation. And at first he laughed, and then the more research he did, he's like, hey, that's not a bad company. I think I'm going to go there. And so he left Dart, went to Swift. A couple of months later, I left Dart and I went to Swift and ended up letting him be my referral, even though, in all fairness, I really referred him. But anyway, we've stayed in touch. He's come to Swift and he's done really, really well. He's about to put his company logo on his truck, and he and I were talking. We decided it would be a great idea to show that, how it's done. So I'm going to show you the body shop putting the stickers on, and then we're going to talk to James and find out what he's doing at Swift that's made him so successful, what it is that he likes about his truck, and things like that. So I hope you'll stay with me for that all the way through the video and see all of that. But before we do, you guys, first of all, if you guys have a truck and you're here at Swift and it's one you're really proud of, you'd like me to feature it in a future video, shoot me an email and let me know, and we'll talk about it and see if we can put something together, or leave me a comment below or something like that. Maybe we can put something together and show your truck in a future video. Also, you guys help me out. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video on your social media platforms. Don't forget to look down in the description below for other ways that you can help the channel, that you can get additional information. The super thanks option is all still down there. Everything's still the same. Remember, if you call Swift, get Michelle. I've got her number both in the comments and in my description. Tell her you've been watching Trucker Todd and she'll hook you up. So we got a lot of great stuff coming. I spent a week at Greer and South Carolina, and I can't wait to share everything with you. So you guys stay tuned. Let's cue up the music and get started. Here we go.
And this is why I do this, why I'm out here, why I keep that hammer down. Flying by these road signs with home on my mind, with these wheels turning round. For my family and for my kids, for this life I wanna live. And this is why I do this.
Okay, while we're taking a look at this, I just wanted to talk to you about a few things. This shop in Greer, South Carolina, this body shop of Swift's, was excellent. The staff was friendly. They were real welcoming. The work they did was outstanding. And I want you to see this too in this video. Watch James. James is in the blue shirt. You see him kind of on the left side of the screen. I want you to see the amount of input he has in the placement of these stickers and things like that. Right now he's not involved because they're just removing the other stickers, which was a neat process. I actually have a heat gun and I can't remove the stickers nowhere as quick as what they did. There's James on the left hand side wearing kind of the dark shorts and the blue shirt, and you're going to see him throughout this video really involved, and that's I'm saying all that to say this. You know, Swift really respects you and treats you as an owner-operator when you're here. There's a lot of companies that wouldn't allow you this much input and say-so in sticker placement and things like that. And here he is having, you know, a whole lot of input, getting it exactly like he wanted it. And in the end, he ends up with a product that he's real proud of. And like I said, they were just great to deal with. If you guys, especially if you work at Swift, if you need any kind of body work, I highly recommend this shop. I really wanted to interview the shop manager. He's kind of camera shy, because I was just thoroughly impressed with the mechanics and everyone there. It was really a good experience. And so look how quickly, I realize it's in sped up time, but this whole process took less than 45 minutes. And I asked him, I said, if you do a truck from start to finish, you know, when they come in from the factory, how long does it take? And the short answer to that was about 3 hours. In a 9-hour day, they can do 3 trucks, and that's 2 guys working on it. But these guys, they jumped on it. You can see 2, sometimes 3 guys working on the truck, and about 45 minutes later, they have it done. Now let's jump into the rest of the video. Like I was telling you, this guy is really successful. He didn't know I was filming this. He went in the terminal real quick. But look at that, over 10 miles a gallon, 10.4 miles a gallon. And I really think that's a lot of the secret to his success. He really runs his truck well and knows what he's doing. I'm not going to show around the inside because he's got his personal stuff in here. But I will show you some stuff up front that I like. Look at this right here. You've got 2 USBs, you've got a cigarette lighter plug, and it does have a heads-up display right there. And then over here, here's your light check switch and your utility light. Over here, got your sleeper fan speed and dome light. I'll be honest, I don't know what that on-off switch does. There's axle lock, traction control, your dump valve, and your 5th wheel release, jake brakes, sliding 5th wheel. Automatic on a Volvo's down here under the radio. And of course there's your HVAC controls. The cup holders are a neat thing on these Volvos, and it's because you can move them. You see the little notches down there, you can move them. He mentioned to me that he's going to get a 3rd cup holder to go down there. And up here, there's just a ton of storage in these trucks. I think all the new trucks really have done a great job of storage. These side visors are really nice to block the sun. That's kind of an exclusive thing to Volvo. Also, Volvo has an airbag in the steering wheel. That's also something that's fairly exclusive to trucking. But anyway, let's go out. Let's take a look at the decals, and then we'll talk to the owner of this truck. So here's what it looks like with the decals on it completed. I think it really pops with the color of the truck. The stickers are almost a gray with a white outline, and I think it really looks good. But we're going to talk to the owner, especially about this decal right here, and talk about how he came up with that logo and what it means. And my favorite part is this number right here. You see the white lining around it. It's really, really nice. But here comes the owner now. We'll talk to him, see what he thinks and how he came up with it. All right, I'm with the owner of this truck. It's James, and I remember telling you there was an interesting story about the logo. James is going to share with us how he came up with this logo, why he chose the colors he did, things like that. And then we're going to ask him performance questions like what he's doing to get such great fuel economy and why he's been so successful here at Swift. So I'll turn it over to James now, and he'll tell us what he wants to tell us. Hey, James.
Hey, Todd. So the logo actually was brought up by my daughter. She was probably about 1.5, 2 years old, just learning how to talk at the time. And the thing that she always said was fly rabbit. And it's funny because I've always wanted to do some type of business. At that time, I really just didn't know. And I'm going back about 8 years ago. Didn't know really what I wanted to do, but I've been driving off and on for about 17 years. Got back into the trucking business about 2 years ago, and I knew I wanted to be an owner-operator. Contacted Swift and got that stuff going. And when we came up with the name, me and my wife both came up with the name Fly Rabbit, and my daughter was excited about it, and it's just something that just stuck with me throughout the years. And actually it turned out really well. I picked out a logo that I really liked on the internet. I had another driver's wife do the logo for me, kind of change things around a little bit. And with me living on the Space Coast of Florida, Fly Rabbit with an astronaut suit and the carrot jetpack just kind of made sense. And that's kind of where that came from.
Wow, that's great. So tell us about your truck. I hear that you really like your Volvo. What is it that you like about it?
Well, the Volvo itself is a very comfortable truck. It's a little bit different than most. The majority of the cab here is metal rather than aluminum. Everybody knows the safety of Volvos. So that was my major concern why I wanted a Volvo. Also, it's the only truck that has an airbag. To me, safety is important, and that was the reason that I really was pretty adamant about having a Volvo. So when Michelle in recruiting called me and said that she had a brand new Volvo for me, I was ecstatic. Even though I didn't really ask for a new Volvo, she just happened to have one for me. And after looking at the cost analysis of everything, it just made sense to have a new Volvo. The suspension on it is great. It's completely different than a lot of trucks. The features that it has a lot of features that some of the trucks has. But again, there are some negative features about the truck that I didn't like. It doesn't have power door locks. But it does have just about everything else that needed for me for my business.
So James doesn't know this, but while he was away from his truck, I snuck in there and looked at his fuel economy, and it showed that he's getting 10.4 miles a gallon. James, what's your secret to getting such great fuel economy and making you so successful here at Swift?
Well, the funny thing about it is I know you get a lot of naysayers and a lot of people that talk negative about your stuff, and they're going to do the same thing with this too. But honestly, the number one reason why is because of the account I'm on dedicated. All I do is drive back and forth from Atlanta to South Florida almost every day. It's a two-way trip basically. So every other day I'm back in Atlanta. So with that, I'm on flat land. So I don't really have a lot of mountains to pull. And the biggest thing too that a lot of drivers don't realize is drive slow. It's your business. You got to run your business the way you need to. I drive 60 miles an hour everywhere. I know that sounds really slow, but when I first got the truck, I played with the mile per gallons, and the difference between 60 and 65 is about $150 to $200 a week more of savings with the fuel. That's why I do what I do.
Okay, one last question. This one's an easy one, but I've been curious. That's a beautiful color of blue. Was that your original color choice, or did you luck into it, or what made you choose this color of blue? Because it really stands out.
Well, that was the other thing too. I also told her that I had to have a blue truck. I told her I would take anything, but I really wanted the blue because the blue was the original color that I wanted to set this logo off. So
I see.
Swift has the blue already, so it just worked out in my favor, and she called me and said she had exactly what I wanted.
All right, well, there you have it. We have James, and he's shown us his truck. He's really happy here, and want to thank everybody for watching. I'll come back in from the hotel and give you some final thoughts. Thanks again, James.
Thank you, Todd.
You know, it was really fun to shoot this series with James. I've mentioned that we've known each other a couple of years, but this was the first time we met in person. And I just want to tell you a little bit more about him that he probably won't say about himself. And that is, he gets it. He runs his truck like a business, and he's hit the ground running. He did pretty well at Dart, and he's doing great here at Swift. But guys like him would do great anywhere, and it's just because, you know, he's one of these guys that conserves his fuel, takes care of his truck, stays on top of maintenance, does good pre-trips and post-trips. And so that's why I really wanted to feature him in this video. He's an interesting guy, and if the opportunity presents itself at a later date, I may reintroduce you guys to him one more time and get a little more information out of him, because he's he's a wealth of knowledge. You guys know I've said that there's more than one way to skin this cat, and you know, we all have great ideas, and he and I don't agree on every single thing, but I would say probably 90% we do. And whatever he's doing, it's working. And so I would encourage you guys to find guys like James and pick their brain, ask him questions. If you see him at a terminal, ask him some questions about his truck, what he likes, what he don't like, what he does to be successful. And not just him, other drivers that you see that you perceive as successful, whatever your definition of success is. And you never know, you may learn something valuable from them. But what I've learned that's valuable is this video is long enough. I need to wrap it up. We'll see you guys on Wednesday with something else. I'm on my way to Katy, Texas, and then I don't know where I'm going from there. So y'all have fun. We'll see you. Bye.